50 Cent was reportedly ambushed, robbed, and beaten right after a fresh piece of his upcoming documentary leaked. And the wildest part isn't even the attack, it's who people think pulled the strings behind it. Early reports claim a crew rolled up to his home, allegedly trying to snatch him or scare him into scrapping the project, and whispers in the industry say they weren't acting alone, but were sent and paid by other rappers. The whole music world is shaken, with insiders scrambling and fans asking what secrets could be so dangerous that someone would go this far to silence him. If these claims are true, it suggests this documentary isn't just entertainment. It might expose things certain people desperately don't want out in the open. In this video, we're diving into the leaked clips, breaking down exclusive footage from that chaotic night, and piecing together what really went down behind those gates. Anyone who knows 50 Cent knows he isn't some easy target or soft celebrity hiding behind security. This is a man who's faced real street violence for over 20 years and built his reputation on surviving it. He doesn't duck problems, he steps straight into them with zero hesitation. So when headlines scream that 50 got robbed and beaten, a lot of people don't even question it. They just figure it's another brutal chapter in a life that's never been calm or safe. Let's rewind to the year 2000, back when Daryl HMO Bomb was allegedly the man who shot 50 Cent 9 times at close range, and somehow, unbelievably, none of those bullets hit a vital organ, allowing him to survive after massive surgery and a brutal recovery. That moment didn't just shock New York, it shook the entire hip-hop world and instantly turned 50 into a living legend before he even dominated the charts. The attack was widely linked to his feud with Supreme McGriff, a feared Queens figure with deep street ties and a heavy reputation. At the time, rumors exploded that Supreme had placed a bounty on 50's life, turning the situation into something straight out of a crime movie. But 50 didn't disappear. He healed up, came back louder than ever, and flipped the trauma into motivation that powered his rise to superstardom. He even retold the nightmare in his 2005 biopic Get Rich or Die Tryin', locking that story into hip-hop history forever. And the chaos around 50 didn't just fade with success. In 2014, during the massive Hot 97 Summer Jam in front of nearly 80,000 fans, 50 Cent and G-Unit were accused of having MC Slowbuck's roughed up and robbed right on the stage. Reports claimed members of Slowbuck's crew were standing too close during the performance when things suddenly turned ugly, with chains allegedly snatched in full view of the crowd, leaving everyone stunned at how fast the night spiraled out of control. Shocking footage later surfaced showing a group of men swarming one person on the ground, kicking and punching while chaos erupted around them. The alleged trigger was that members of Slowbuck's crew had posed for a photo with 50's rivals and even his estranged son, Marquise, then blasted it on Instagram for everyone to see. Not long after, 50 reportedly warned that posting that picture was a bad move, and many people started connecting the dots in a hurry. Then, in 2015, another explosive claim hit the headlines when a jeweler named Robert Marin said he was targeted by people from 50's circle. At the time, 50 Cent found himself pulled into a criminal investigation after Marin alleged that men connected to the rapper held him at gunpoint and took about $250,000 worth of jewelry. Marin, who owned LAX Jewelry Co., said he had traveled to Las Vegas to personally sell 50 a luxury watch and chain, staying out at a club with the team until early morning. According to his account, members of 50's crew later invited him to check out Floyd Mayweather's gym, but once he arrived, he claimed 2 men pistol-whipped him, grabbed the jewelry, and rushed off, leaving him injured and stunned. 50 Cent's legal team fired back immediately, flatly denying every accusation and calling the story completely false and without evidence. Authorities later stated that 50 himself was not considered a suspect, but the situation only added another intense chapter to the long list of controversies surrounding his name. Then, in 2024, 50 got hit again, but this time there were no masks or weapons, just keyboards and code. Hackers hijacked his X account and website, making it look like he was promoting a shady project called Unit Cryptocurrency without his consent, and the chaos exploded fast. At first, 50 claimed the breach drained a jaw-dropping $300 million in crypto barely in half an hour, sending fans into full panic mode. He jumped on Instagram to shut it down, writing, "My Twitter and thisis50.com was hacked and I have no association with this crypto," making it clear he wasn't behind the scheme. He also said the platform moved quickly to secure his account, but by then, the damage and confusion was already everywhere. Later, authorities clarified the thieves actually walked away with around $3 million once the crypto was converted, which is still a massive score for a digital smash and grab. And when you stack this on top of everything else, surviving a near-fatal shooting, being tied to violent incidents, robbery allegations, and now a multi-million-dollar cyber hit, it creates a wild pattern. So when headlines scream that 50 got robbed and beaten, people don't hesitate to click, because in his world, even the craziest stories somehow sound believable. But fast forward to what's unfolding right now in 2026, because this situation hits different once you realize who 50 Cent has evolved into. He's not just the bulletproof rapper from mixtape days, he's a full-blown entertainment powerhouse, running shows, building franchises, and calling shots behind the scenes. As the executive producer of some of TV's most talked-about series, he's shifted hard into documentaries, and that move has put him right in the middle of some extremely sensitive stories. In December 2025, he dropped his biggest non-fiction project yet, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, a Netflix documentary miniseries diving into the serious allegations surrounding Sean D., directed by Alexandria Stapleton. The release on December 2nd instantly lit up social media, news outlets, and group chats, because this wasn't gossip, it was a high-profile deep dive backed by major streaming muscle. 50 himself spoke on the project, saying, "I've been committed to real storytelling for years through G-Unit Film and Television. I'm grateful to everyone who came forward and trusted us with their stories," framing the series as a platform for voices that hadn't been heard before. And the numbers were explosive. Within just 6 days, the documentary racked up 21.8 million views, making it the second most watched title on Netflix for the week of December 1st through 8th, 2025, proving this wasn't just popular, it was dominating the global conversation. It even managed to outperform major releases, including one of the final seasons of Stranger Things, which shocked a lot of industry watchers. Critics responded strongly too, with about 90% of reviews on Rotten Tomatoes coming in positive, praising the series for being meticulous and sober rather than sensational, meaning it focused more on details than drama, at least on the surface. But behind the praise, the documentary also sparked serious questions and backlash. Viewers and reporters wanted to know how 50's team obtained certain pieces of footage, especially alleged hotel video clips shown in the series. When NBC News correspondent Chloe Ellis pressed him on the source, Jackson kept it tight, replying, "I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources," basically shutting the door without giving anything away. More importantly, the project proved something huge. 50 Cent had cracked the formula for turning real-life conflicts and explosive topics into streaming gold that pulls tens of millions of viewers. And instead of slowing down, he doubled his output. In January 2026, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson launched another major project, teaming up with A&E on a true crime series called Gang Wars, promising raw stories straight from the streets. He hyped it on Instagram with "Gang Wars coming soon, A&E, I got some heat," signaling this wasn't going to be watered down or sanitized. Deadline described the show as an unfiltered dive into America's most notorious gang rivalries, featuring rare access and stories the public had never heard before. Then, in February 2026, he stirred the pot again by teasing yet another Netflix documentary, this time after Jay-Z's name surfaced in newly released Jeffrey Epstein case files from the Department of Justice, instantly sending speculation and tension across the entertainment world into overdrive. Now here's a key detail a lot of people missed. Jay-Z's name, along with Pusha T and Harvey Weinstein, did not come from Epstein's personal files or any confirmed law enforcement findings. They surfaced through an unverified tip sent to the FBI and archived during the investigation, which means it wasn't proof, wasn't a charge, and didn't even confirm anyone was formally investigated. Still, once those names hit the public, the internet exploded, and 50 Cent moved fast, treating it like raw material for his next headline-grabbing project. That's basically who 50 is in 2026, a non-stop content machine who scans every feud, scandal, and viral moment like it's potential gold waiting to be mined. Nothing is too messy, too personal, or too controversial if it can pull viewers and dominate the conversation. And that mindset leads straight to the situation everyone's talking about now, the drama behind reports that he was robbed and beaten. At the center of it all is his escalating conflict with T.I., a clash that didn't start with violence or insults, but with something that was supposed to be pure celebration. The whole mess traces back to a Versus battle that never actually happened, even though fans were hyped for it. T.I. revealed on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with Gilly DeKid and Wallow that he and 50 had serious talks about going head-to-head in a Versus showdown, a side-by-side clash of their biggest hits. According to T.I., both camps were on board and excited, viewing it as a chance to honor their legacies rather than tear each other down, which makes everything that followed feel even more explosive. Then out of nowhere, 50 Cent reportedly pulled back from the battle with zero warning, leaving T.I. confused and looking exposed in public. Speaking on the podcast, T.I. broke down how it all went down, saying, "I said, what you think about this?" He was like, "You want to do that, son?" I said, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, cool." I told him, "I'm going to jump out there first, and then you just go jump out there and we'll line it up." T.I. said everything seemed locked in until it suddenly wasn't. He continued, he said, "All right, when I jumped out, that Nibu acted like he ain't know what the fuck going on," describing the moment he felt left hanging while the internet watched. That kind of public embarrassment didn't just sting, it pushed him straight into retaliation mode. Instead of settling it privately, T.I. took the fight to the booth and unloaded a barrage of diss tracks including War the Right One, Lessons, and What Bully, turning the situation into a full-on lyrical war. Even his sons, King Harris and Damani Harris, stepped into the drama, amplifying the tension across social media and hip-hop circles. But this clash wasn't born overnight. The friction traces all the way back to 2006, when both artists were dominating their regions, 50 ruling New York with G-Unit, while T.I. crowned himself the King of the South. At first it was subtle, filled with competitive energy and slick subliminal shots, but by 2026, that long-brewing rivalry finally boiled over into open hostility between two giants who never truly saw eye to eye. What began as a Versus battle that never happened exploded into the biggest rap feud of 2026, dragging diss tracks, family members, and non-stop social media drama into the spotlight. Instead of firing back with songs, 50 Cent stuck to his favorite weapon, trolling. He flooded timelines with jokes, memes, and sharp posts aimed straight at T.I. and his inner circle, especially calling out his wife, Tamika Tiny Harris, and their son, King Harris. One post in particular set people off when 50 shared an unflattering photo of Tiny and paired it with a caption telling T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth. Many saw it as disrespectful and unnecessarily personal, turning what was already heated into something much messier. When T.I. spoke to TMZ, he kept his cool but didn't hide his frustration, saying, "Man, that's just so last week, man. The only thing I have to say, it's very unfortunate, but honestly, I wasn't here to defeat, I was here to defend," framing himself as someone responding rather than instigating. At the same time, T.I.'s so-called retirement album, Kill the King, was gaining serious traction, with the standout track Let Him Know blowing up across urban radio and streaming platforms early in 2026. The buzz got so intense that DJ academics even compared the clash to the massive Drake versus Kendrick Lamar showdown, signaling that this wasn't just another rap spat, it had become a culture-stopping battle, dominating headlines, playlists, and comment sections all at once. That's what really locked this in as one of the most intense rivalries of 2026. But things crossed into deeply personal territory once family members got pulled in. And this is where the robbed and beaten narrative starts to make more sense. Because even though 50 Cent wasn't physically attacked like headlines suggest, what happened to him lyrically hit in a way he wasn't used to. Instead of one opponent, he was suddenly facing multiple voices at once, with T.I.'s son stepping into the spotlight and aiming directly at him through music. Damani Harris dropped a diss track titled Miss Jackson, opening it with a sample from Outkast's iconic 2000 hit of the same name, instantly grabbing attention and setting the tone. In the song, the 24-year-old rapper writes a message addressing 50's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, bringing up a deeply sensitive part of his past. Then King Harris followed up with his own track and visuals, pushing things even further by wearing a t-shirt featuring an image of 50's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, making the situation even more uncomfortable and personal to watch unfold. It wasn't just rap competition anymore, it had turned into something much heavier. To understand why this struck such a nerve, you have to remember that Sabrina Jackson passed away in a house fire when 50 was just 8 years old, a tragedy that shaped much of his life story. So when that topic was brought into the feud after 50 had posted images of Tiny Harris, it escalated the conflict into a space that went far beyond typical rap beef and into deeply personal ground that couldn't be ignored. The Harris family didn't hold back. They fired back hard and made sure everyone saw it. King Harris answered by wearing a t-shirt showing 50's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, who passed away in an apartment fire when 50 was just 8 years old, pushing the feud into painfully personal territory. And he didn't stop at symbolism. He kept the pressure on as the conflict between 50 and T.I. kept escalating online and in music. Soon, both King and Damani doubled down with another wave of diss tracks, turning this into a full family offensive on Wax. On Friday, March 6th, King dropped a new song titled Drop Top, hyping it up on Instagram with chaotic captions that made it clear he was aiming straight at 50. He also shared clips referencing his father alongside 50's former partner Daphne Joy, bringing renewed attention to past allegations she'd publicly raised, which only poured gasoline on an already raging fire. Damani echoed that energy, releasing his own track and artwork that appeared to reference those same claims, while lyrics alluded to 50's past criticism of Joy. The strategy was obvious: keep hitting from multiple angles so the story never cooled off. King then escalated things even further by posting documents he claimed showed 50 had cooperated against Jimmy Henchman, a move guaranteed to cause shockwaves in hip-hop culture. In that world, labeling someone a snitch isn't just an insult, it's one of the most serious accusations you can throw, capable of damaging reputations overnight and turning public opinion in a heartbeat. So when people started seeing headlines claiming 50 Cent was robbed and beaten, it wasn't necessarily about a physical ambush, it was about a full-scale personal and public attack hitting him from every direction at once. Between nonstop diss tracks, family members jumping in, old allegations resurfacing, and social media turning into a battlefield, the pressure campaign felt relentless, like a coordinated pile-on designed to shake even someone as battle-tested as 50. Whether you see it as rap warfare, calculated trolling, or something deeper, one thing is clear: this feud didn't just dominate hip-hop, it hijacked the entire conversation in 2026 and showed how messy things can get when pride, history, and family collide in public. If you want the real breakdowns, the hidden details, and updates as this story keeps unfolding, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, share this video with your crew, and drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this saga is far from over.